It's a good Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Easter weekend from myself to you all. I know that you guys could be doing other things. I know that it's on a Friday. For the sake of replay, I'm not going to wait for anybody to come in. But you guys all know that I've been sharing a lot about this guest tonight, and I'm just super excited just to learn from her, talk to her, as I'm myself um, a little bit intimidated, and because she is just an amazing woman. If you guys are watching tonight, hey, let me know where you guys are watching from. If you guys are in Minnesota, we'll have a treat for you guys because this gal is has some roots from Minnesota. I'm actually traveling. Hey, Thule. I'm actually traveling and I'm actually at the hotel. So I'm sorry. Like today, you don't see my setup as good and my face is not as clean. But I'm actually in Chicago at the hotel while the kids are out and doing stuff. But hey, Julie. Hey, Jen. We have our gals here. So excited. Hey, go ahead and share this across your social media platforms, ladies. It's all about us really praising and just celebrating women. Most importantly, tonight we're going to talk about this gal that we all been watching. I don't know about you guys, but when I first saw her come in, I was like, oh, just another agent, and then within a couple of months, it's like one diamond after another. Right now, she's sitting at $2.1 million, ladies and gents. Okay. Just because you're a gentleman doesn't mean that women can't make it. So, in celebration and recognition of our Women's History Month or Women's Month, I am so honored today to um have this gal come on. I'm gonna play a quick video and we'll go ahead and get started here.
There's a Vietnamese insult, and that insult says, "You're not like anybody." Because part of the culture is to fit in, is to not stand out, is to not make waves, it's to not draw too much attention to yourself. But to me, that's not an insult. It's like, why do you want to be like everyone else, right? I didn't struggle like a lot of kids did struggle. A lot of refugee kids struggled with standing out, with being the person who looked different, being the person who sounded different, being the person who had this strange background of, war and being a refugee. And to me, that was something to be shared. Like, I wasn't embarrassed by it. I've always been very confident. And so that never held me back. And I know that it held some people back, a lot of people back.
On KCAL 9 News.
Part of being so different is what gives me power. Like, if you look at yourself as standing out and being afraid of being judged, right? Being afraid of being compared to others, being afraid of scrutiny, yeah, then you're gonna fail.
All right. Well, I just wanted to leave you guys off with that quick intro because if you guys have been following Leyna or even have researched her, you can go to leynanguyen.net or go to vanmay.com and find more about her. But I want to start off with a huge congratulations. She just hit her 21st diamond. What does that mean to you? Well, it just means that she has hit the fastest record to hit $2.1 million in FFS. We are super excited for her. So without further ado, I'm going to bring Leyna on screen and let's have a chat with Leyna today. Here we go. Let me remove this. Hey.
My own audience. I brought my own applause. Did you hear that? I hope you heard
Yes.
that. Hi, everybody. Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much, Leyna. I know you're so busy. You could be doing other things. but I appreciate you coming on with us tonight just so we can learn about you. I want to congratulate you, want to praise you, celebrate you as we are closing our Women's Month. I really appreciate that you have given your time tonight to chat, share your story so we can learn more about what mindset and I ended that video in particular about you talking about people's fears and what people think will be who they are, and it really inspired me, and it continues to makes me feel like it's raw when you truly feel that you can be successful. Your mindset, just from you talking about being different, was the advantage. You guys can go and watch the video. Okay, I shared the video link in the comments, so please go and watch more about Leyna and her story. It's truly inspiring. But Leyna, can you share with us a little bit about your dreams, aspirations behind why you're doing what you're doing?
Okay, well, so some people already know I was a broadcaster for 20 something years. So that was my first real love, was to be a journalist. And I really felt like it was an honorable profession and I was providing a public service. So really, my whole life and my whole family is about being of service to others. I learned that really young, that if you have, you don't have to have a lot, but that if you have something, it should be shared with other people. Whether that's just a little tiny bit and you're only sharing it with one other person, or if you're lucky and you become successful and you have a lot, then you should be sharing a lot. And so that was my first love, was broadcast journalism, at a time when the only Asian person on TV was Connie Chung, where I used to work in Augusta, Georgia, and I would, knock on someone's door to try to talk to them, and they really thought I was Connie Chung, because Connie Chung was the only Asian woman people saw on TV. And times have changed, but I wanted to do it at a time where our Asian parents wanted us to grow up to be doctors, lawyers, or engineers. I think I probably would have made a pretty good lawyer, but I really wanted to do this. And my dad said to me, "Okay, but I don't want you to just go out and get a job. I want you to be the first Vietnamese girl to go up there and, when you do something, you got to do it in a big way." That was my dad. So no pressure, right? Um, but it's that belief that you can do it. Even though my college professor said, you better think about doing something else, and it's impossible, and you're a double minority and all that stuff. So I'm used to being told I can't do something, and that only makes me want to do it more. And so I had a great career, and then and the industry changed, and I wasn't happy anymore. And then I needed to be more available to my family. And so I retired at 49. And I was okay, kind of happy being retired. And then I started doing this silly little YouTube channel to teach English pronunciation, because I am all about speech. I'm all about presenting, how you're pronouncing things, words that you should know, vocabulary, grammar. I love that stuff. And so I created a channel to help my Vietnamese peeps learn some English. And then one day I started talking about finance. And boom, it was like, holy moly, there is such a need out there. And so I think a lot of cultures are like this, where, like, I know specifically with Vietnamese, we're hard workers, man. We work hard. My parents, that generation, it's all they knew how to do, because it's all they could do to keep their families afloat. And we're good savers. But no one taught us about investing. No one taught us about, compounded interest and like retirement plans, other than the 401k that everyone and their mama already knows about. And so I saw this huge need. And so my goal was just to educate people, get them to think about what they're doing, why they're doing it. And when you see a need and you're able to help people in some way, that's it. That's the magic right there.
Mm.
And then I got introduced to FFS at just the right time. So I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason, right? In your in your life is like, good or bad, Everything that happens to you leads you to where you are right now. And if some bad things you look in your past, man, if those things didn't happen, then these things wouldn't have happened. And so the universe, just the planets just aligned somehow. And I got involved in helping people with finances. And the only thing that could have pulled me out of retirement was this feeling of being useful, this feeling of, oh man, like what I'm doing matters. And that's how I found FFS to be amazing. And for people who know the industry and know that, like, no one could have recruited me. No one could have told me you're going to start building a team. No. Mm-mm. If it smells like MLM, if it smells like any kind of pyramid thing, I ain't in it. And then I found out that it's not that. That, yeah, me, one person, can do this much, can help people without having to recruit, without having to do that. Okay. So I knew that there was a path for me that I can continue to help people. And then, as you know, it was like a big blur after that. There's so much need out there. And that's why I'm building a team, is because there's only one me.
Mm.
I've learned how to do it. Okay. I've learned best practices. I've picked brains. But there's only one me. And that's why we need more agents. We need more people willing to put the clients first. And hey, guess what? You're going to be rewarded for that work. Everyone deserves to be paid for their work. And so I'm sorry, I have just like not stopped talking, but
That's okay.
that's what pulled me out of retirement, was this feeling of I can do something to actually help people. And that just aligns with everything that, I've known since I was a little girl. And so that's why, to me, this is perfect fit. I am home.
I love it. I love your passion. Definitely, when you have a passion, it really just speaks for itself. I feel like when, like you said, timing is everything. You reflect back on life, and everything that has happened in your life has positioned you to be where you're at today. I know that you could have chosen any other organization, but what aspects of FS attracted you to realize that this is the right organization?
So when people first started, when my my upline started talking to me about it, like, really, I wasn't interested. I'm comfortable. It's not like I need to work. I did well in my career. I did well saving, and knew a little bit about investing, so I was okay. It wasn't until actually I met the CEO and I met the owner, and we didn't talk a lick of business. The first time I talked to them, my husband was talking to Ron Wheeler about baseball, and, you know, and we didn't talk business at all. But I'm pretty good at reading people, and I'm pretty good at, when you get a sense of somebody, and we just felt like, hey, these are the kind of guys that we would want to be in business with.
Mm.
And I'm too old and I'm too far in my life and my career to work for anybody. I want to work for myself, right? And so I felt like these are partners. These are people who actually care. They're not going to be the type who's going to push you, right, to do things maybe you shouldn't be doing just to make a buck, because I can't work with that.
Mm.
And so I felt like these are good people. And so that was very important to me. The company is not so small that you've never heard of them. It's not so small that they don't get things done, but it's not so big that you as a new agent gets lost,
Mm.
right? It's not so big that what I'm experiencing as a producer, the problems I see, the concerns I have, don't get up to the right ears. It's just big enough and just small enough to be a good place to work and feel good about what you're doing. And so that's what attracted me to FFS. It, like I said, I told them, listen, I'm not recruiting one person. Do not expect me to recruit anyone, because that's not what I'm here for.
Mhm.
I'm here to help people. And they said, yeah, like that's not expected of you. And it hasn't been. So it's been awesome. Sometimes you go through life and you don't know if this is a good decision or a bad decision. Like
I I
I knew
truly
it was.
that's wonderful that you speak highly of Ron and of Phil. I've been here for a minute, and definitely, I tell Phil this all the time that my husband tried to recruit me for 2 years, but it was Phil that actually brought me in and made me realize that this is the right company.
Mhm.
I am exactly like you where I feel like if I'm going to put my time, efforts, and skills and talents into something, that I really want to build it with people that really has the right heart. And I'm glad that you saw that in Phil and in Ron. That's amazing to hear. And just it's a true testimony that from top down, we have great leadership whose heart's in the right place, who's doing the right thing for us as agents. I'm so thankful that they are who they are, and it's great to hear that someone like you who's only been here a little over what 12, 13 months, that you knew exactly this is going to be the right place because of the right people was in front of you.
Yep. Yep.
I know that you come from, gosh, like 3 decades, over 30 years in journalism. And ladies and gentlemen, if you guys go and read her awards decorated
Mhm.
resume, you will find that she's an incredible, hey Lena, you're an incredible woman. 5 Emmys, okay? So not just one, two, three, but 5 Emmys. You come from that background, going into this background. Like, what was some of your concerns, reservations about entering this field in this, especially life insurance, right? Like, what
Right.
are some of your concerns?
Yeah. So clearly the industry has a bad rap. Clearly the industry has a bad rap because when you hear the word life insurance, no one wants to talk about it.
Yeah,
No one wants to admit they're a life insurance agent. But
right.
you know what?
There are lots of secret agents out there.
Right. Okay. Well, when to me, I'm like, yeah, that's what I do. And I'm helping a ton of people. And like, I can show you things your CPA probably doesn't even know about. Okay. Um, but back to your question. What was your question?
Some of your concerns, reservations
So my
coming.
concern was this. I'm not a salesperson. I've never sold anything in my life and I don't want to. And guess what? I'm still not a salesperson. Because if you operate like a salesperson, that's all you're going to be. I've said no to people. I've said no to people. I've said, no, you know what? I'm not going to write this policy for you. Beg, 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 beg. No, I'm sorry. Because I don't think you understand it.
Mhm.
And I can see you 3 years down the road, you're going to want to surrender and you're going to lose money. And when you do, you're going to blame me for it.
Right.
So I'm not going to do it for you. Okay. So I can't sell. I don't think that I can sell. And I didn't want to be a salesperson. That's not my background. It's not my passion. It's not what I want to be. So I was concerned about that. But the moment I started talking to people, I knew this was, oh, I got this. Why? People need education. They need to be empowered with information. I can do that. I've been doing it all my professional career. I've been telling stories. I've been explaining things in simple terms to help people understand. Okay. I can talk in 30-second sound bites. I can do a minute. I can do a whole story in a minute. And so right then I knew, okay, that I can do. So I was concerned that I'm not a salesperson. I don't know how to do it. And I just don't want to, it just seems so, whatever. So I was concerned about that. Second thing I was concerned about was this again, this recruiting, recruiting, recruiting. I wasn't going to do it. That's not the business I want to be in.
Mm.
Okay. And they assured me, you don't have to. And so when I knew that that I wasn't going to be pressured into building a team, that I wasn't going to be pressured into anything, that I could run my business the way I want to run my business, I mean, it's a great company, but it's made of humans. So humans operate differently. Humans have different personalities. So, I'm not saying every agent in FFS is awesome because that can't be. We are all humans. We can't all be amazing. There are other companies out there who have amazing agents as well, right? So I knew that there is a space here for me to run the business the way I think it should be run. And right away, I could feel that I will get as much out of this business as I pour into it.
Mm.
And I was talking to a group when I went out back east last weekend to celebrate Miss Shirley Lou. And they said, "Oh, tell us how you do it." And I said, "Well, one, I don't sleep." And they all laughed. And I said, "You guys, the work isn't hard, but it's hard work." And they all went, "Oh, wow." I said, "It's not hard work, but the work isn't hard, but it's hard work, meaning you've got to put the time into it.
Mm.
You've got to put your passion in there. It's got to come from something and somewhere." And so when you have the passion and you have the right reasons, you're going to be an amazing life insurance agent. And so when I started to build a team, because there's only one me, this is what I tell them all the time. And that is, you're not just a life insurance agent. Okay. You at your fingertips, you have the knowledge and the products to change people's lives. You can help them with retirement. You can help them with college savings. You can help them with end of life stuff. You can do so much. You can help them with their business. You're not just a life agent. So then don't behave like just a salesperson, right? God, we hold so much in our hands. And so if you know what to do with it, if you're using your heart to get it out there, you're going to be successful. Right? The universe loves people like that. Like, I'm a big believer in karma, always have been. And I just feel like, man, if you just keep your eyes you know what your purpose is. If your purpose is to make a ton of money, it can happen. It can happen. Oh boy, can it happen in this business. But I'm not looking for those people. I'm looking for that person who really wants to help people.
Mm.
When faced with two different policies, one you make a lot of commission, the other one, but that one's much better for them. I want the agent who's going to do what's best for the family. And so, it's so amazing what we can do in this business. And so I think if you have your heart in the right place, you're going to be amazing.
Well, I love the fact that you really just talk about the passion, and a lot of people come into this industry because, like you said, you can make really good money, but you won't stay and you won't make it if you don't have the passion and heart to help people. And I think that what you said there is so true. And a lot of even my team and agents that I know out there, they continue to live in fear because most of them don't can't seem to have to develop that passion that should be in this business, where it's all about your clients and not about your pocketbook.
Mhm.
It should be about that. I know that, when you first came into this industry, did you have any experience, knowledge at all about the life insurance industry?
No, I didn't. I didn't. And in fact, and I'm not going to really go in too much in depth with this, but like many people, I had an agent who just wasn't truthful, and looking back, didn't do what was best for me.
Mm.
And and that makes me mad actually, because it was someone I trusted, and that happens time and time again. And so maybe it was a little bit of that anger and that frustration, back like years ago, even before I started, that now fires me up to do this. Like, I'm not going to be that agent. I'm going to rescue people from agents like that. I mean, I really feel like that. And so, no, I had no knowledge. Now, my dad, back in the day, okay, in Minnesota, was the first Asian American insurance agent in Minnesota and had a ton of agents. And I saw his work ethic. And believe it or not, I never made the connection. Like, right, I remember him. He was in real estate. He was in insurance. He was in mortgage industry.
Is this
Worked a
Daddy?
lot. That's Dad.
Yay.
Oh, he's so proud of me now. But like, I didn't even make the connection. So, so he knew a lot about it, but no, I had no knowledge, no experience, and really no interest. None. None. If you would have told me 2 years ago I'd be doing this right now, I'd tell you you're crazy.
Wow. Wow. That's it's a common thing with people that have success in here is that they would have never thought they would even want to be in this industry. Even like myself, like I kicked and screamed coming into this industry. I don't want to be in this industry, but I realized that there is a huge lack of financial literacy for
Mm,
me myself. And that's the reason why like I decided to stay, because the more that I learned about it, I was telling everybody, my husband forced me to come in, but I stayed because I needed to learn. I needed to know what was going to happen to me if he's no longer here. Am I
mhm.
going to be ready? What are you going to do with your finances? And I felt like I wasn't accountable. I tell people all the time, I knew how to spend money, but I didn't know how to like, manage it.
Mhm.
And I've realized that the more and more you learn and you're in this industry, you're not just learning about death insurance, right? And you're
Right.
not just focused on thinking about, okay, we have a life insurance policy, it's all about death. It's not even about that. So I feel like, coming to this industry, there's a lot of challenges, there's a lot of misunderstanding, misconceptions about this industry. But for you, like, how did you quickly get yourself, you know, to par on the products, the support? Like, what did FFS provide for you that allowed you to be able to, um, you know, be a little bit more prepared?
Well, I wish I could give FFS all the credit, but I can't because, well, first of all, the product knowledge, all that other stuff, getting your license, all that can be taught.
Hmm.
Okay. You want to learn it, you can learn it. You look for it, you'll find it. Give it enough time, you'll know all about it. Okay. What you can't teach is the other stuff. You can't teach passion. You
Hmm.
can't teach motivation. You can't teach dedication. You certainly can't teach discipline. Those are the things that it takes to make a successful agent. Okay. All of those things that you cannot learn anywhere. That's all in here and that's all with you. Now, I can help you develop better habits, work habits, workflow, trying to prioritize your stuff. That stuff is teachable. So in the beginning, when I had no knowledge, it was crazy because, and my experience would be completely different from most everyone else's. It's because people knew me, they trusted me. And so I had like an influx of all of these clients who needed help. And so, I mean, I did not sleep. I literally, and I got like carpal tunnel because I was on the computer
Oh
all the time. And it was painful, but at the same time, it was so exciting. I couldn't believe that I hadn't that I had never met a person like me to help me with this stuff. Okay. And so in my head, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like if I would have had someone guide me like this, maybe I could have retired at 39, and so I know it's so possible. It is so possible. And so that's what I want to do for people. But the weekly trainings that we do for teams, for example, if you're just 1 foot in, 1 foot out, that's all you're gonna get.
Absolutely.
That's all you're gonna get. Now, just before I came on your show, I got a message from someone who had joined my team, and he'd been kind of, you know how sometimes they join and then you don't ever hear from them again. They might be studying, they might not, because they've got another job. And he told me he's very depressed. He just lost his job. And I said to him, I'm about to go on the show. I'm going to talk to you afterward. Maybe this is just the universe telling you need to go in a different direction.
Mm.
Maybe you couldn't put it all in there because you got this other job that's hardly paying you anything, but it's for sure. So now he doesn't have a job. He's very depressed. And I tell you, I told him, I said, put your heart and soul in it, and I'm going to help you. I am going to help you out of this. And you're going to look back and you're going to say, that's the best thing that happened to me was losing that job. And I'm very confident. If he gives me 100%, he is going to look back and he's going to say, man, I wish they would have fired me a lot earlier. Because that is the power of this company and this business if you put in that much. I put in 110%. I mean, I can honestly say that. And so look what I got out of it. It's been amazing.
Well, that just means the rest of us have only put 10%.
No.
Ladies and gents, if you are hearing this, okay, your butt should be doing something more. And you should be on fire right now because honestly, with Leyna having no previous experience in this industry, if she can learn it and come into this industry, why not you? I think the most important piece, what you just said earlier, is you can't teach anyone the passion, determination, motivation, and I think that's a lot of people. They feel like they can't do it. I mean, how do you help someone who doesn't have the confidence? Like, how do you even help them to believe in themselves? Like, have you come across people who needs this and they struggle with this? How have you been able to help these people?
Yeah. So my style is very different from most, and I know that it doesn't work for everybody. No one style works for everybody. Okay, I'm very straightforward. I'm out there, man. If it's in my head, it's out my mouth. It gets me in trouble sometimes, but it's easier than having to pussyfoot my way around stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
But like for instance, my first agent was a friend of mine who, like Jen Lee, there she is right there. So she's a friend and she was working very hard and I needed help. And I told her, I said, like, quit your job. Come work with me. Because I could already see it. I could already see that if someone has the dedication, they could do well. And I know her. I know she's got that dedication. She didn't think she could do it. Right? Sometimes now she's surprised that she did it. And for everyone who's watching who is part of FFS, like watch for her name next week.
Mm-hmm.
She started in last June, okay? She started in June. Watch for her name next week. So no one's going to be able to, don't compare yourself to me. You can't. You cannot. You can only make yourself better than you were yesterday. You can only compete with yourself. Are you happy? Are you okay with doing what you're doing right now? And if you're not, like, don't be looking around and trying to find someone to blame. Look at yourself first. What have you done? What have you put into it? Why do you think you're failing? Right? So yes, all the time I get team members who think, oh, they're never going to be able to do it. And because of really blind faith, like they're happy to have my mentorship. And they said, okay, T, it's because I really trust you and I want to work with you. So I'm just I don't know nothing. I don't think I can do it. And they're doing it. They're doing it. And I can look now and I can already see, I was saying, I can see in the future. I can see and I know who will do well. Okay. I know who will do well I don't even have to know whether or not they're good at studying or if their memory's good or anything. It's by that passion and that, I'm going to do better. You got to have that.
Mm.
And then, like, if you're on my team, you also have to have thick skin. Like Jen will tell you, like, if she does something wrong or, I keep on telling her and then she doesn't kind of get it and she keeps on, I'm going to tell her. And she knows it's not because I'm mad. I'm passionate. Like, you could, like, I get all amped up when I talk about this stuff. That's how passionate I am about it. And as a team leader, and you won't understand this until you have a team, you want your team to do so well. It's like your kids,
Yes.
right? And then when your child like meets with success, you are so proud, like prouder than you are of your own successes. Honestly, that's how I feel about my team members. So when like Jen does well and I see her name on the leaderboard, right? I'm so happy. And I'm going to do my best because she does her best. She's got a problem, I'm there. She needs help, she's got an issue, I'm there for her because I know she's put all she's got into it. So she cannot fail and she won't.
Oh, I love Jen. I remember last year we went to convention and we were taking pictures as a team, and she was so thoughtful. I love her energy. I just felt like I just met her, but we've been friends for a long time. And she's like, "Oh, let me help you take pictures." I was like, "Oh, really? Like, that's unusual that someone from another team would want to offer, right?"
Oh.
There's like team, rivalries and such. But I just thought that, gosh, this girl is just different. I just love that about Jen. So Jen, we love you. I love you. Okay. Rooting for you. I can't wait to see you succeed. And I'll be celebrating you in the DR. Okay. Drinks on me. All inclusive.
Yeah. See, look, I mean, she qualified for her trip. I think it was like about 6 or 7 months after she started, right? And she doesn't sleep either. And I told her, like, if you want me to take you with me, like if I'm not sleeping, girl, you're not sleeping either. She says, okay.
Well, well, you tell us, Lena, what does your work day look like? So
Oh,
everybody will know.
okay. Well, today, like if you saw my calendar, where it's all green when you got something going on, and then there's white when there's nothing going on, they're very small slivers of white. After I get done with your show, I have a client meeting tonight. Sometimes I am working until 10, 11 o'clock at night. I have clients on the East Coast, so sometimes I'm up at 5 and on a call at 6 a.m.
Wow.
Okay. But the beauty of this job is this, you guys. Like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You set your own hours, your own parameters. But if you want to continue to do as best as you can and as well as you can and as much as you can, well, then, yeah, you've got to put in the time. And so I'm up at 5. I try to get some exercise in, and then I am back to back meetings. And then now that I've started to build a team, that takes a lot of time from personal production. Like, I had no idea. I was told. And so for those of you who are building a team, supporting your team takes a lot of time and energy. Right? It's explaining the same concept 50 times. Right? It's holding these training meetings and they're there, but I don't think they're there
Yeah.
because at 10 p.m. they'll text you the same thing you just went through training. But that's humans, right? But as a leader, that's what you're dealing with. And so when I see a team member put in as much effort as I'm putting into them, I love it. And there's nothing I won't do. If I see a team member trying that hard, there is nothing I wouldn't do. And just watch you guys because I just started, but already I've got a few team members on the scoreboard for the Ireland trip. And again, it's whatever you want out of it, you better be putting a little bit more than that into it, and you'll get it. Like Nikki is one of my new agents. Okay. And she's going to do very well. No knowledge. Like,
Love it.
and scared. Not just no knowledge, but kind of scared. And you guys, if you have never felt scared, or if you never doubted yourself, or you never wanted to quit, then something's wrong, because I wanted to quit. This has not been a straight line for me. I mean, it looks like it when you're looking at, different milestones and on all that stuff, but it's never a straight line. There were times I really wanted to quit because I was tired and I just was running into walls and was doubting myself and asking myself, "Why the hell am I working so hard? I'm retired. What the hell, man?" And you know what? I got myself back up. I'm like, "Okay, let's do this." And I did it.
Well, tell us that moment that you felt like what was happening in that part of your, I guess, the last couple of months. Like, what were some of the roadblocks, challenges that you had, and how did you overcome
Well, I know that the one thing that everyone watching, all the agents who are watching, okay, your biggest problem is going to be, how do I find new clients? How do I find new leads? That's the biggest worry for you. I'm lucky that that's not the biggest worry for me. But at the same time, when I train my team, it's like, don't worry about getting your new leads. Worry about closing the leads you have.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
come on. Don't be focused on getting new leads. Focus on serving the people who are talking to you right now. Focus on finding the right stuff for them. Focus on, are you presenting it as well as you can? Because I know these products, right? There's not one person who could tell me, "Oh, I can't benefit from that." Like, seriously, there's not. That's how good the stuff is. And so, if you're not able to get someone to see it, it's because of the way you're presenting it.
Mm.
So, improve on that. Learn the product, improve on the way you're presenting it. It is good stuff. So, you just need to explain it better. Close the leads you have. Take care of the people you're talking to right now. Don't be looking for new don't be looking for new leads. And so some of my roadblocks were, one, like just physical exhaustion. I work a lot. Um, and sometimes you have to pull yourself back, take care of your health. Okay. I have never been so more aware of the limited time we all have on this earth than when I started working in this industry. I have never felt more mortal than hearing stories. And like, even as a new agent, I had a client wait, and guess what? She had a heart attack.
Mm.
So I've seen it. I don't have to make up stories. I've seen it. So when people, "Oh, let me wait and see," or "I got to wait until my kid gets out of college first," I know what can happen. I know how to explain it to them, make them see it. So being tired and spending time with family, and at the same time, because now I'm building a team, it's just prioritizing your time is very, very difficult. Knowing how much time do I put into this,
Mhm.
you know? And so I learned to look down the road. I learned to look far down the road, because just like investing, the time that we're investing into building our teams right now, the time that you're investing into learning the product, the time you're investing in that gosh darn pre-licensing exam, you guys, that's an investment. Take it seriously and take it as, this is an opportunity for you, huge opportunity for you.
Mm.
And then in turn, after you've passed your license and after you start, in turn, you are then providing this opportunity to like so many people. And sometimes those people will not realize the benefits of what you're giving to them today for another 40 years. Like, when I think of that, I'm thinking, wow. It's like, it's okay. I don't need the big thanks right now. But
Yeah.
to me, it's like, wow, that kid 40 years down the road is going to retire at the age of 50 with $140,000 tax free every year because I helped mom do this for him. Like, to me, I love that. I love that what I do matters and will have that kind of an impact on families. And so, like, if you want that, you've got to invest your time. You've got to invest the you got to put in the effort. Nothing's going to come free to you. Mm-mm.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned about investing in yourself. What other um, strategies or approaches that you feel that new people who are not as blessed like you to have a lot of people that come to you, how can they effectively market themselves within their market?
Okay. So if we're talking about marketing, let me tell you about marketing. First of all, I really do none. And at the same time, everything I do is marketing. If you guys follow me on Facebook, you know that I post like a lot of different stuff. Like I love to post about eating because I'm a foodie. I'll post about my family.
Well, how do you stay skinny? Because you're such a foodie.
I'll post about, I mean, but that's me. What you see on Facebook is me. It's my life. I'm very open that way. But this is what you're not gonna see. Okay? I am always cognizant of what's out there and who I'm talking to. So even as I'm talking to you now, my clients, my audience, everyone is listening. That's what I'm thinking. So my face is always to my client, to my customer, to my friends, to my family. And this is not a job. This is like, I loved it. This is me now. Like, this defines me now. This is not a job. And so everything I post out there, okay, you're not going to hear me. You're not going to see me posting like off color, you know what I'm talking about. Because if you don't want your client to see that,
Right.
don't put it out there. Okay. Be the expert. You know what I do that is so valuable to everyone else? I provide information. Information. I don't need and don't want anything in return. I study. I learn about new tax rules. Okay. I learn about different tax write offs that people are missing. I learn about how to hire your kids. I learn about how to write off I learn all that stuff and then I make it understandable and then I just put it out there. That's what I offer to people. And so when people know that you just want to help them and you don't expect anything in return, then they trust you. I'm not here to make a sale. I'm here to show you why maybe you shouldn't be maxing out your 401k, why you haven't thought about how it's going to affect you down the road. I'm educating people. Okay? That's something we should all be doing. You don't sit down and say, let me tell you about this product. What? I'm not going to listen to that.
Right.
Be the expert. So what I hate seeing on Facebook, and some of my team members do it. And in fact, next week I'm going to have training on it. Please take this seriously enough to know that your warm market may be the people who are reading your Facebook. Okay? So, yeah, it might be cool. Maybe your close friends think it's really funny. Always be aware of what you're putting out there. So let's be professional. And then if you're in finance, start posting stuff so people know you're in finance.
Absolutely.
Like, how are they supposed to know? Right? And you don't post stuff like, contact me if, no. Post some information, give out something, pass along knowledge, give out information, educate people. Get your Facebook or whoever, whatever audience you have, get them used to seeing you talking about these very things. So if you're new and then suddenly, like let's say you've been in real estate and suddenly you want to sell life insurance, how are they going to know? Unless you start talking about it. You've got to talk about it. Right? So that's the marketing that we can all do, and it doesn't cost you anything. Give out free information. Give out free information. And then, like, I'm shocked at how many agents are in this industry who don't know a lot about the products. I've talked to agents who've been in this industry 10 years, and they don't know about the products. They don't know as much as I've been able to learn in 1 year. Okay? So what does that tell you? That tells you if you want to be a good agent, you've got to learn. You're always learning. I'm always learning. Sometimes you get people who come into this industry and they think they know it. Okay? They think they know how to run a business. They think they know how to. No, you've got to be coachable. That's what I love about Jen. She's coachable. She's not going to curl up like in fetal position and get all butt hurt because I told her, well, why'd you do that? Right? And yeah, I'm demanding of my team. I demand professionalism. I demand that you are not going to backstab each other because that's not going to be tolerated on my team. The competition is right here. This is the competition. Okay? We also have friendly competition, which I love. Right? Like I want to see you all hitting your milestones. I want you to do well. Like, honey, I want you to come and kick my butt. I welcome that. I want that. That's friendly competition because when one person does well, we all do well. And so it's really a culture. And so each team is going to feel different and look different. But as a new agent, just know that everything that you put out there, whether it's social media, whether you go to convention and how you behave, you meet team members from other teams, how you behave. Maybe you don't jive with your leader. It's okay. Find your own way. Educate yourself, find your own way, and just keep your eye on the ball. And the ball is the client.
And I love the fact that you share that, because this company, this industry allows us to be independent, allows us to be our own leader, and for us to really grow, take charge of our own life, our future, the business that we really want to create, the team that we want. There's plenty to go around. I always tell people there's plenty of business, plenty of people who has not. Stats still show that 46% of American adults don't have life insurance. There's still a huge need, and I think a lot of people feel that, when we're in this industry together, that there's so much competition. But I feel like, you're going to have the right people to come to you, and I'm going to have the right people to come to me. I'm not really afraid of competition. I love the fact that you really address the meat of why we do what we do. And it's really about our clients. They come to us for a specific reason. I know that we're coming down to, oh my gosh, it's almost an hour already. I can't believe this. It's Women's History Month. And given that women throughout, even within our culture, right, we have faced a lot of financial literacy, illiteracy in our culture. A lot of women don't feel like they know, or they do want to learn about their finances. Like, what steps do you believe that women should take to empower themselves and educate themselves, in particularly with finances?
Well, if you look around FFS, most of the leaders are female. Okay. And I'm not, by the way, I'm not one of those people who's like, rah, 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 all women this, all women that. I'm not. I won't vote anyone just because they're female. I'm not going to support anyone just because they're female. I will support people who I align with, right? Your values align with mine. I'm going to support you. But women empowerment is also very important. And it's tough enough, you guys. It is tough enough to go through life as a woman, to run a business as a woman, to be like an ethnic woman. It's tough. Okay. We should be supporting each other. So, like, first of all, putting aside female, male, if you guys see someone who's starting a new business on Facebook, yeah, you might get, oh my God, here she is again talking about, please. No one's asking you to put out money to support them, but support them with a like. Okay? Like when I see other FFS agents posting stuff, I'm going to like it because that's the way I am. I read it, I liked it, even if it's a personal thing. But it's that little bit of support is empowering to other people. And if you are actually my kind of people, it feels good to support somebody. It feels good to like pat someone on the back. It feels good to say, "Hey, good job, you can do it," and mean it. You're right. There's not a shortage of people out there. Okay? And your best marketing is going to be doing good for one client, and they're going to tell their friends and family. They will. They will, and they will remember you. Okay? So don't be so concerned about what's going on with anybody else. Focus on yourself. Focus on yourself, and then focus on the people you are talking to right now. How can you be a better agent? Don't be complaining about the client. Sometimes we're lucky and we get a client who's really easy, who trusts you. Bam, they get it. They understand. You don't have to explain it 20 times. And then sometimes you just get the client who, very often female, has never looked at finances, has no idea how to get into her bank account, right? Husband earns most of the money. Like, she doesn't know what he has. She doesn't know how much his 401k is. She doesn't know, like, even if he's got life insurance. And empower those people. I believe 90% of my clients are female. Sometimes they're talking to me behind the husband's back. And
Amazing.
very often clients cry on the meetings with me because there's so much pent up, like they want to do good. They feel like they have no control. And it becomes like a therapy session. And I love it. I love that people can open themselves up and be vulnerable, but give them a little something, right? So, you guys, it's so much more than just a job. It is so much more than just a job. So, it has to be your life. This is my life. I feel like this is my calling. Yeah, I did all that TV stuff. That was just preparing me for what I'm doing right now. And I'm so happy. And I really feel like I'm making a difference. So, we need a lot more agents, actually. Don't feel like there's not enough clients out there. We actually need a lot of more agents.
Yeah,
Yep.
I love it. I feel like your heart really. When I first met you, I was just drawn to your true authenticity. I love how direct you are, how genuine you are, and I really appreciate your directness. We need a lot of people like you. But one thing that I remember watching from the video that Efes did on you is your heart to help others. And I remember you said that you want to help people that could never help you, will never
Right.
be able to help you.
Yeah, it's so I also run a nonprofit, and that's always been, there's such a special feeling in being able to help someone who can never repay you with anything. Sometimes they'll never say thank you. Um, but that to me is like true charity. That to me is like when you're helping someone, but you expect something in return. What is that? I don't expect anything in return. Like, I feel good doing this. Yeah, we get paid for our work. Like, no one should work for free. And I'm good at what I do. My applications are clean, they get in. Like, now, so you see my level of production, right? You must think that I do not sleep. How can I get that level of the volume of business in? My applications are clean. My process in talking to clients, I'm like a drill sergeant. I get every piece of information out from them. There's not a lot of back and forth that many agents must do. So it's all a learning curve. And if you find the right leader, the right mentor, or even the right team member just to buddy up with and be in it together, I think that's really important. Yes, we all own our own businesses, but we're also in this together. Like, I love you. I love Shirley. I love having other women around me who are happy for me, and I am happy for them. And that true camaraderie is so important to success. Like, really important. It's the best part of it.
Well, I truly appreciate your time. I know that you are so busy, you could be doing other things right now, but I feel like you've been so inspirational since you've been with FFS, and hearing your story, your work ethic. I remember hearing Shirley over at Level Up this year. She said, "Oh my gosh, Leyna is out of this world. She's not from this world. The way you work, and I just love it. It's refreshing to see women like you. People need that energy that you have, that reminds them that this industry is really everyone's industry, and we can still make it even if we're new. So I appreciate your time this tonight, and I know that you got to hop off and help a client, but thank you so much. Do you want to leave our session here with any encouragement for those that are watching tonight?
Yeah, the earlier I talked about karma, and like, that's my life. I truly believe in it. So, like, do good, be good, and do good, and things will come to you. It won't always be easy. Like, I might make it look easy. I promise you, it's not easy. Sometimes it's not pretty. Tears along the way, but it's okay. And know that there are people like us out here who want to support you, right? But just remember that karma is real. So just do good and be good. Don't and do no harm. We're in this to help people. So just make sure that that's what you're doing and that's what's driving you, and the rest will come. The rest will come.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you everyone for hopping on tonight. And I hope that you all have picked up, oh my gosh, like valuable nuggets. If you are interested in this industry, reach out to Leyna or myself. You can find Leyna at Nguyen.net or straight to vanmay.com.
.com.
And she will be able to help you. We're all here in this together. There's no secret agents here. Like I tell people, and I tell my team, if you're in this industry, don't be a secret agent. Tell exactly why you're calling them, why you're meeting with them. There's no need for you to hide behind any curtains of trying to beat around the bush, saying you're coming to meet with people. Tell them exactly what you're trying to do. So we are here to really help, and it's all about all of us creating the opportunity, not only for ourselves, our community, but for the future. And so I appreciate your time tonight, Leyna, your wisdom, your knowledge. Ladies and gents, reach out to us if you have any questions about life, retirement planning. We are here to help out. Hey, Leyna's here. In your California, anywhere else, she is going to be there for you. So definitely reach out. Thank you so much, everyone.
By the way, if you're watching and you're not an agent, but you want to be one, yeah, contact us. But if you're watching, you're not an agent, and you're like, what are they talking about? This retirement thing? Contact us. I mean, by the way, I have clients who are active insurance agents with
Wow.
with other companies because they can't get the products that we have.
Wow.
I know, isn't that awesome?
No, good to know.
Thanks for the platform. I really appreciate this. I appreciate being able to just share and let people know that we're here. And if you're coming on board, we're going to support you.
Absolutely.
So,
Thank you so
okay.
much, Leyna. Thank you,
Have a good night.
everyone. Have a good night. Thank you so much.